Hello everyone. It is the last night or last recording for young adult materials for SLIS 757 fall of 2018. This is week 15, the week of December 4th, 2018, and we're almost there, y'all. I almost got overwhelmed making this recording because I'm talking about programming tonight, and we're going to discuss programming for young adults in schools and public libraries. There is so much to cover. There is actually an entire course on programming, so I will miss a lot, but hopefully I'll give you some good ideas. So let's get going. Our learning outcomes this week. In this class, the student will be able to learn about different types of library programming for young adults, and learn about resources that will provide you with future programming ideas, because there are times where you will sit in your office or be bombarded by students coming at you or your patrons coming at you, and you don't have time to plan ahead. So there are places that provide you with great ideas where you just have to execute once you have the idea. So hopefully this will be helpful to you in your programs in the future. Okay, so if you want to promote reading or have programming in your library, first of all, you should have some good displays. Hopefully you have a bulletin board or display case or multiple bulletin boards. I will tell you that I am not crafty. I'm not particularly gifted as far as visuals, but I try to have good displays to generate interest in my library. That way, when people walk in, they see that something is fresh, they see that something is new, they see that something is happening. I actually had my assistant principal compliment me yesterday. He said, "I love your displays. It always looks like something is happening here." Alleluia. If you let your displays stay up until the paper fades, people notice. So change your stuff up. If you're not good at it, get on some of those listservs. I have been stealing ideas shamelessly from the Future Ready Librarians Facebook page. People post what they do in their libraries, and I just like, oh, that's a great idea, copy, copy, copy. So if you're not good at displays, if that's not your strong point, find yourself some volunteers, find yourself some crafty kids, and steal other people's ideas. You don't have to do it on your own. Okay, here's where you do have to do this on your own. Creating a welcoming space for teens. I am just a crotchety, cranky person a lot of the time. I have to put on my happy face. Actually, I'm not always crotchety. I feel crotchety inside. How about that? Anyway, I make a point of saying hello to kids. Say hello. Try to learn their names. Make jokes with them. Sometimes they make jokes with me. They have a hard time saying Haverkamp. I don't know why. It's only 3 syllables. In fact, the other day, a kid made a joke with me because I was kneeling down to put away a book and called me, this is Hever Kaepernick, because I was taking a knee. I thought that was hilarious. Anyway, but I love the fact that that kid was comfortable enough with me to call me Hever Kaepernick. So, make a welcoming space. Say hello. Smile at your patrons. That makes a big difference. My library assistant buys big bags of Dum-Dums and gives them to the kids. It's shameless bribing, but kids like to come to the library because there's candy there. I'll do what I need to do to get kids to come into my library. All right, this is one where I need help. Social networking. I hope some of you guys know Jennifer Lagarde. If you don't know Jennifer Lagarde, you should look up Jennifer Lagarde. Anyway, her spiel is, she's the library girl, by the way, if you don't know. She has a large social media presence. I'm not very good at social media, but I do have a library Insta. It is Dreer Library. I forget to post to it because I'm not big on social media. I don't think the kids are on Facebook. My son, you can make a Facebook page for your library, but my son says that teenagers don't do Facebook. You guys can argue that one with me. I don't know. I refuse to tweet. I just want to stay away. I've thought about creating a blog. I had to do a blog assignment for Heather Moorfield Lang, and she liked my writing, but I don't it scares me to put myself out there that much. So I don't know, maybe you're more comfortable with social media, but that's where the kids are. And I actually do get responses when I post to my Insta. So that's Drew Library on Instagram, all one word, all lowercase. You can go see my pathetic postings. All right, display previously published titles with hot new ones. So if kids liked Hunger Games, you could display that with Red Queen. I'm coming up at a loss, like I pulled that out of my hat. So I'm sure you can think of other ones, but you post some things together. I should have made a list before I started talking. Anyway, read-alikes. If you like this, you'll like this. So I've had, kids come in and say, oh, I love John Green. And then I'll say, oh, well, have you read Rainbow Rowell? So, just have things in your back pocket. Make those associations ahead of time so that when a kid comes and asks you, you don't freeze, which is what I do sometimes, but I'll say, give me 5 minutes and I'm going to come find you. And then I can usually make a connection for a kid as far as, if you like this, I can find you something like it. Movie tie-ins, oh my gosh. Book Riot has a list of YA movie titles, and I do a movie title display case about every other year. I will tell you that I am a shameless display case recycler. I will do a display, pack it up. Sometimes I'll take the big rolls of paper and make myself a portfolio folder, staple it together, and put everything in that I've used for a display case or for a bulletin board, label it in big letters on the outside, put it away for 1 year, and then pull it out another year later. And then people are fooled into thinking that I'm super crafty or that I do my displays all the time. Anyway, save your stuff. So movie tie-ins are great. And give them ownership. You can do a whiteboard for suggestions. Wow, but if you work with teens, you need to keep an eye on it because they're going to draw penis on it. I just guarantee that. So just keep an eye on the whiteboard. All right, so to promote reading and more programming, I highly recommend doing author and illustrator visits, though I have only done it one time. I had Sanford Green come to my library, and he actually lives in Columbia. We don't have a big budget for this. And this, of course, depends on your budget. Or you can partner with another school. Talk to another school that's close by and see if you can share an author and then split the costs a little bit. You can do duct tape furniture. You can make phone book chairs. You can do a cup stacking challenge. You can do stuff with technology. You can have digital cameras. You can have them produce little film shorts. You can do stuff with theater or recording of book talks. You can do green screen stuff, or you can do like pizza box green screens with little puppets. There's the Doink or Doink app that you can put on an iPad and then green screen. You can do book clubs. I have a library club and we just play board games and read. How lame is that? I just don't have the energy to do something else with a club, but I have great membership. I have like 30 kids at my school who are part of the book club or the library club. You can do manga clubs, anime clubs. You can certainly do a video game club. My goodness, you'll get, if you're allowed to do video games in your school, you will get a big following on that. Look at Teens Count. Librarians, publishers, and booksellers know their market. Voya, that's an article in Voya from February 2009. That's just some more ideas for promoting reading and doing some programming in your library. All right, you're going to want to check out Yalsa Reads for Teens. There are recommended reading for teen patrons. There are digital downloads you can do. They are by Pam Spencer Holly and Rachel Yoke for Yalsa. Those were done in 2015. There's a collection of the best in the latest teen literature, 32 customizable pamphlets and bookmarks, each featuring a different theme or genre. Those are for $29. So you can find that at the Yalsa store. And that's the link right there. Check out Teen Read Week. I have been hit or miss with Teen Read Week. The theme, I think 2 years ago, it might be 3 years ago, was horror. That fit right in with with my October theme as far as decorating. I do go overboard for Halloween. I can get away with it. If you're in a very, very Christian environment, you might not. I had a preacher's wife who was a teacher at my school who got mad about my Halloween display. Like, oh well. Anyway, I had evil clowns this year. So for Teen Read Week, it's just another pre-planned, pre-packaged promotion that you can use. And the only reason I don't use it is because I go completely overboard on horror for the month of October. And so when it overlaps well for me, I use it, and this year I did not. But if you are not a horror or Halloween person, definitely use Teen Read Week. Or if you're a little bit more efficient at changing your displays, you should do Teen Read Week and then do Halloween afterwards. I just go really overboard and have a 15-foot vampire clown that I put up. So anyway, so Teen Read Week is in October. It shifts like a day or two every year, but it's like the second week in October. It's a YALSA initiative aimed at teens, parents, and librarians, and educators and booksellers and other concerned adults. Anyway, it started in '98. It's to encourage 12 to 18-year-olds to read for the fun of it. The annual theme allows YALSA to focus on timely topics and teen interests. Teen Read Week is celebrated the third full week in October every year. Okay, I thought it was the second week, but I guess it depends on how the dates fall. Anyway, it's, like I said, a nice prepackaged thing you can do, and you don't have to think too much, and you know what's coming, so put it on your calendar. Teen Read Week, about October 7th, 8th, 9th. It varies just a little bit. So there you go. Try Teen Read Week. You can use their images. You can borrow their promotional materials. Just go to the YALSA Teen Read Week page. You just have to Google it. All right, I'm introducing a thing, International Games Week, as a programming opportunity that I haven't used. I just found out about this year. Shame on me. Anyway, hopefully you already know about it, but if you don't, this was first celebrated in 2008. It focuses on the social and recreational side of gaming. Gaming at the library encourages patrons of all ages to interact with diverse peers, share their expertise, and develop new strategies for gaming and learning. There is the link to the page that is sponsored by ALA. The reason I learned about it is that one of my coworkers in Richland 1 posted photographs and information to our listserv for all the librarians in Richland 1 and said, hey, I did this thing for International Games Week. And I was like, what? I didn't know about it. So I wanted to share with you. This is one that doesn't necessarily have to be all that hard to promote. Again, you can just put an announcement on your school announcements or put something in your public library newsletter and say, hey, we're having Games Week. And I actually just recently went through closets in my house. My kids do not wish to spend time playing board games with their mother. So I took some of my old board games to school. They are getting used, particularly Uno, which isn't a board game, but anyway, it's a card game that they're allowed to play. And I could have done International Games Week. I just didn't know about it. So now you know about it. Now you can go do it. And you can go root around in your closets at home and find your checkers and chess and Connect Four and Risk and whatever else and bring it to work and share it with the kids. All right, another prepared promotional for you is Digital Learning Day. This is focused more on teaching how to use technology, but it's from the American Association of School Librarians in partnership with the Alliance for Excellent Education. It celebrates innovative teaching practices that make learning more personalized and engaging. Encourages exploration of how digital learning can provide more students with more opportunities to get the skills they need to succeed in college, career, and life. Again, this is probably, this is addressing the digital divide, making sure that all our patrons and students have access to digital learning tools and skills, and how teachers and librarians can facilitate this. All right, here are some books, some titles that can help you in the future. I know it's hard when you are already a practitioner or when you're first starting a job to take time out to look at books, but it's nice to know that you have them on the shelf. I pull a book out probably only a couple times a year. No, like a book like this out. I certainly touch many, many books a year. But I pull out a programming book once or twice a year, just when I'm like, okay, I'm feeling stale, I need to look for something new, and look for a new idea. So they're nice to have on your shelf. They're nice to pull out. I try to remind myself, like, go look at one of these, go look at other books that I have. But cool teen programs for under 100, depending on your district or your public library, wherever your public library is and the funding available. Under $100 sounds pretty darn good. That's why I have cup stacking. You can buy some of those red Solo cups for not very much money. All right, Teen Services 101 by Megan Fink. A practical guide for busy staff. That's going to be all of you. And practical programming. Again, it's great to have a text-based resource for you to browse on occasion. I would also highly recommend getting on some of the library Facebook pages, like Future Ready Librarians. There's lots of good ideas, like just pinging around out there. And I try not to save too much, but if it's a really great idea, I will save the idea and try to come back to it later. All right, other resources, please use YALSA. The YALSA websites are fantastic. There are YALSA and AASL webinars to use. Keep using those journals. They are also sources of great ideas. School Library Connection, Teacher Librarian, School Library Journal, YALS, and Voya. There's an additional component for tonight's lecture. You should look at the PowerPoint prepared by Alicia Polkowski, a SLIS alumni and practicing YA librarian. There are great ideas for both high school and public libraries. I'm sorry, I couldn't get April Dawkins' video to work. It seems to have been pulled off of Blackboard. I've been sort of importing it over a couple times. If I can retrieve it from her, I will put it back up as I have her contact info. However, I will not hold you accountable for watching it. It's just for your edification if I can get a hold of it. All right, so don't worry about that. All right, for final assignments and grades, watch this week's video. You're already here, so you've watched it. Yay! Check out the PowerPoint in the weekly content, both my PowerPoint and Alicia's PowerPoint. Well, you don't have to watch mine. I mean, if you watch the video, but there are some links that you might want to see. So anyway, get that final literature log done. It's due midnight by tomorrow, Thursday, December 6th, though I might not be able to get this posted till the morning because I left my external drive at work and I cannot export from this computer. Anyway, not your problem. Final optional discussion post is due by December 11th. If you would like to participate, you don't have to. It's not required. You will not be penalized for not participating in the final discussion post. So please take a deep breath. You're fine. It's only if you missed something along the way, feel like you lost some points, and you want to make up for a missed post or a missed class. So I'm just trying to give a couple people who struggled a bit or missed some postings a chance to make up a couple points. Your final 757 grades will be posted after your participation grades are determined. You have until Wednesday, December 12th to receive credit for viewing the final class. The class viewings, obviously, if you have missed several, it's going to cost you some grade points. So watch this one, at least. If you missed some and go back, I will see that they have been viewed. I'll try to stick pretty much to what I said in the syllabus, but I always want to err on the side of the student. So just keep that in mind. So put up your final post, get those logs done, and if you see this slide, you're already viewing the last class. You're in good shape. Hey. All right, so I think of the syllabus, I come off as like draconian. Anyway, hopefully you watched class lectures. Some of you missed some of the class postings. You can make up a point or two by actually 2 points. I said 2 points, didn't I? By the optional one at the end. If you made regular posts, you watched most of the classes on time, you'll be fine. It's 20 points out of 100. and I will err on the side of being generous, but if you're worried, do that final voluntary post, okay? All right, y'all, finish strong. Get in your literature logs. Some of you already have them in. I've already graded them. Yay. I will continue to plow through those. I am such a slow grader, and I apologize. I actually do try to read everything you turn in, so that's why. I hope you have a great holiday. If you're celebrating Hanukkah, I hope you're having a lovely Hanukkah. I hope you guys get some rest and relaxation. I hope you come back strong in the spring if you're still working on a degree. You have my email. You can contact me if you have questions about any of the content from this semester or working in a library or anything. That's fine. You can contact me. If you need to do an internship, please come and work with me. I would love to have an intern here in Columbia, so let me know. If you need to take a class this summer, I am teaching storytelling, and I love that class, and I would recommend it. And had a great time teaching it for the first time this past summer, and so I would love to see some of you in there. It was good class. So anyway, happy holidays. You guys have my email. Let me know what else I can do for you, and I've been emailing people back in less than a day, probably within hours right now, because I know you're in crunch time. And so take care, everybody. I enjoyed meeting you and hearing your responses to your literature, and I've been talking too much, so bye.